Hello and welcome to my channel. I recently acquired my order from Dungeons and Lasers, and in this box I've got 3 items to choose from, and I've decided I'm going to make the Goblin's hut. And this is all on a single sprue, so it should be fairly straightforward to build. As you can see, this little abode has been made out of a giant mushroom, which should make for a very interesting piece. The sculpt is really good, with plenty of detail. So let's start with removing the pieces from the sprue. This is my first time making a Dungeons and Lasers kit, and I can tell you that this plastic is very solid. So some of the support will struggle to cut away. But at least it means this is a tough little kit and unlikely to break. The first step, as always, is clean up. So that means filing down all the tab ends. And this kept me busy for a little while. And next up is the assembly. I always dry fit the pieces before gluing them together, because this model glue essentially welds both parts together, which means it will be a nightmare to try and separate it to fix any mistakes. So continue gluing on all the pieces, remembering to keep the roof of the house and the base separate. This is so I can have access to the inside of the hut. I just need to check that both halves do connect, as these will be held in place with gravity alone. As you can see, I have some pretty big seam lines to remove, and for that I just use a model filler, and then I use a sculpting tool to push it into place. And then it's all smoothed down with some sandpaper. And now we can apply the primer. I painted the wooden parts first in a light brown. I did this on both parts of the model. And that was followed by dark brown wash. And that was followed by a cream coloured dry brush for the highlights. And this is basically the formula for each colour scheme. There are quite a few nail heads showing on this model, so paint them in gunmetal. For the fabric hanging over the door I used yellow. I later added some orange to it to help it stand out a bit more. I decided early on that I wanted this whole set to look earthy and no bright colours. As you can see, I painted the skull white, and I also used white for the base colour for the remaining areas. I stippled on some cream colour for the underside of the mushroom. This helps hide the brush strokes. And for the mushrooms on the side of the hut, I painted the underneath a light brown and on top a dark brown. Tried my best to add as many different shades as possible so that nothing disappears amongst all the other earthy colours. The stems I painted a yellow colour, but that came out a little bit too strong, so I'll tone it down later on. I used a black wash to help bring out the details in the skulls. I used a dark brown for the knobbly bits on this mushroom, followed by a brown wash to bring out the details everywhere else. And now it's time to work on the roof. And for this I use a mud brown, which I've not used so far. And while that's drying, I paint the remaining details on the main house. For all the leather type materials wrapped around the edges, I used an orange, as it complemented the browns and stood out a little bit. I used a very light brown for the wooden pegs, I dabbed on a brown wash over the underside of the roof, and this help makes it feel weathered. And the last thing I need to do is paint the flag on top, and orange once again complements the browns. Right, I just need to seal in the paint with the matte sealer. And there you have it, one goblin house completed. In this set I still had the young dragon to paint up, as well as the terraced creature, but those on the back burner for now. So what do you guys think of the goblin house? Personally, I wouldn't think it would look out of place tucked away in the bottom of my garden. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, if I can do it, so can you.